A former Chili's server went viral on TikTok after recounting a customer horror story in which she angered a table just 8 minutes before closing. The TikToker, Nat, at Mouseratnet, says the customers overheard her complaining about their constant request for strawberry lemonade refills. Once they allegedly left a $2 tip on a $98 bill. The server says she threw a middle finger up in the air out of documentation. The customers saw this gesture through the windows of the contract since they hadn't exited the parking lot yet, which left the TikToker and other Chili's CDs in a scary situation. At Mouseratnet, this account is just going to be me over the world about my iPod at Chili's #Chili's musical note. Original sound. Mouseratnet Nat explains that she worked at Chili's for over 5 years as a server and bartender. I absolutely love Chili's. I stan that company, she says in the television. I love their reputations. And I just have so many unhinged stories from working there that I feel like the iPod just needs to hear. 8 minutes before the restaurant closed on a Saturday night, Nat says her mid-manager sat a table of 6 in her section. Then I am like, Rick, are you fucking kidding me? And he's like, we're not closed yet. We have to take them. After the problems were seated, Nat let them know that they close in 5 minutes. So no need to order immediately. They all get 3 for $10s. She explains, referencing the chain's beverage, appetizer, and entree deal. They all ask for 6 strawberry lemonades, so I get them their strawberry lemonades. We already dumped the pitcher of it, so I have to individually make strawberry lemonades. She also claims the customers repeatedly ignored her, while others were on their phones or wearing AirPods. The TikToker adds that the lack of what they paid her continued throughout the duration of her serving experience with them. I ended up making each person at the top 6 strawberry lemonades total 36 handmade strawberry lemonades. She says, for some reason, they couldn't all ask me what they needed at the same time. Every time I leave and come back. So I was literally running back and forth. I am in the back kitchen. I am talking to the dishwasher. And I am telling him that they're super needy. And I am telling what I just said. Every time I walk away and come back they need something else, and I had made 36 handmade strawberry lemonades. At that point they just made a pitcher because of how many strawberry lemonades I had to make. But that's besides the point. In the back of house, Nat says the cooks were upset with her because she put in so much food right before close. By the customers ordered 6 cookie skillets. It is literally an hour past closing at this case. So the server explains, having handed the guests their products. They were taking their sweet-ass time. And I think it was intentional. However, Nat claims they only left her a $2 tip on a $98 bill. After seeing that, after all that work, I turned around and threw up the middle finger because it was just made right. You just do that after that kind of shit happens. At this point, the TikToker didn't realize that the group was still outside after their meal and could see her through the windows of the disc. She says the customers then called the store and returned to fight Nat before allegedly banging on the restaurant windows. Since a follow-up video, the TikToker continued her story. She says her manager questioned her after receiving the phone call. The response on the Eclipse also allegedly told Nat's manager that they could hear her complaints about how needy they off. This is just a warning to all servers out there. Do not talk shit about your customers. She concludes, generally I learned that the hard way. Especially in an empty restaurant with an open computer. So I learned my lesson. Take full accountability. I was talking shit. At Mouseratnet musical note original sound. Mouseratnet Nat adds that before the women drove away, another car entered the parking lot, and the pair of vehicles began circling the Chili's at the time that her manager then asked someone to get the police ready to be in the phone because we have two cars circling the restaurant. 2. After the cars left, Nat's co-workers walked her to her car, and she began to drive home. However, she says the customers had simply moved to the ShopRite parking lot across the street and were allegedly waiting for Small to leave the restaurant. She claims the customers tailed her on the system home, so she didn't immediately drive to her place. She says the customers eventually made a different turn, so she was able to return home without being followed. Some TikTokers who saw the video corroborated that they, etc., have experienced unhinged things while working at Chili's. TBH Chili's has unhinged energy in general. One user wrote, with all of these last-minute walk-in stories I see. Why are the cooks always mad at the trade-off? It's not your fault the manager made you take them. Another suggested, you got to learn to lie to tables. Tell out instead of giving yourself extra work like that. They do'nt deserve it. With a third added, that said that they also had hard times dealing with customers who desires a predilection for strawberry lemonade. As slow as someone gets a strawberry lemonade, I don't know they're going to be an issue. This one viewer joked, it's always the strawberry lemonade tables ISTG. A second added, the Daily Dot has reached out to @Mouseratnet via TikTok comment and Chili's via email for further information. Sign up to receive the Daily Dot's Internet Insider newsletter for urgent news from the frontline of online. The post, it's always the strawberry lemonade tables. Ex-Chili's employee claims unhappy customers followed her home appeared first on the Daily Dot.